Hey everyone, it's Caitlin. So today I'm going to be doing my February TBR Pursuit video, which I can't believe it is already February. Like, where has the time gone? Before I get on to the fun part of the rolling, I wanted to let you know if I completed all of the required reading from the last TBR Pursuit. So if you haven't watched that, check it right here before you watch this video. I had to read these 7 books this month, and I actually read all of them, which I was surprised how fast I read them. But yeah, I'm not really going to go into the details of my thoughts. I'm going to do a separate January wrap-up video. So if you want to see my thoughts on all of these books, as well as if I read any other books this month, then I will put the link down below. Otherwise, you can click it over here. But yeah, so I was really excited, so that means, let me go get my stuff. That means I get a little piece of pie. What color pie should I get? I'm going to use a little orange piece because orange is my favorite color. So I'm going to choose the little orange piece on my little coffee. So put this little piece back over here. I'm going to put this stack away, and then we are going to start the rolls for our February TBR Pursuit. I'm gonna have to change your angle. So I'm going to be placing my character on the same one. This month we are using, I don't know if you could see, focus, we are using Cedric Diggory. So we're gonna place them on the same one. So same rules. Let's go. Roll number 1, 2. Okay. We'll follow this way. 1, 2. So our first roll is a romance book. Okay, so the first one I got was romance, and now romance is something that I'm still kind of new to, because when I think of romance, I think of like adult romance. I'm not talking about like contemporary romance. And I actually did pick up a romance book the other day when I was at Goodwill, because I saw it and it looked so like, I was like, I just want to see what this is like, and kind of this realm of romance. I don't even know if you can even buy this at like normal stores. I have no idea. But so this is called Rain, which is the first book in the Sin City Outlaws by MN4G. I don't really know. All I know is that the back on it, it's about a motorcycle club. Let's read the back, shall we? As the president of the Sin City Outlaw Motorcycle Club, I fuck as hard as I ride and really go to bed alone. Oh god, I'm gonna cringe. So with that line, we'll see. I also wouldn't consider this when I like romance. This is like, I feel like fan fiction, like Wattpad romance, like. So I don't really consider this to be like romance book. And also when I was just looking through this, I found some letters in there. So we'll read those later. Not out loud, but by myself. So I guess this is the first book that I'm reading in February. Very fitting because Valentine's Day, and I don't have no bae. So I guess Rain will be my bae for this month. Roll number 2. That's a 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh god, another romance book. And that means we're adding on another roll. Okay, so the second roll I got was also romance, which also means I have to add another roll. So like I said, that was the only romance book I had. This is one that I'm going to consider a romance because I don't think it's really a contemporary book. And that is Match Made in Manhattan by Amanda Stouffer, I believe is how you pronounce the last name. I also picked this up when I got the other book. I don't really know too much about it. On the back it just says if you're for fans of Bridget Jones and The Bachelorette, which is really funny because I don't really like The Bachelor or like The Bachelor, like probably a very unpopular opinion. And I've also never seen Bridget Jones, any of those. But I do like contemporary based books, so basically it says Match Made in Manhattan, so I'm gonna guess that there's being a match made in Manhattan. I don't really know too much about it. It's a pretty recent book. It came out in 2018, so we shall see if I like that. But this is the closest that I have to a romancy kind of book without it being too like YA and cutesy, so that is going to be the second book that I have to read this month. Roll number 3. 1. Okay, so we have a fantasy. Alright, so the third role I got was fantasy, which is great because if I would have gotten another romance, I don't know what I would have done. But for fantasy, I'm choosing Frostblood by Ellie Blake. Now, I don't really know too much about this, but it is about, for the most part, a girl named Ruby, and she is a fireblood, and in this time they're kind of forced to kind of hide, and she doesn't really, you know, tell anyone about her powers. And then when her mother is killed, basically, for trying to protect Ruby, she agrees to come out of hiding and go and basically get thrown into this kind of tournament to be the king's personal fireblood, or the king's personal, like, not assassin, but kind of champion, I guess. And so this really reminded me, when I was looking up the synopsis of it when I first bought it, really reminded me of Throne of Glass with the whole tournament and revenge thing. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to read this. I don't know why, but for me, any kind of fantasy books that have to deal with like a tournament or kind of trials, like, I don't know, it just adds like an extra like layer of excitement, because I don't know, it's really fun to kind of, I don't know, I just really like that. That's one of my favorite things in fantasy books. So I'm very excited to finally cross this one off my TBR shelf and read it this month. So yeah, that is going to be the third book that I need to read this month. Roll number 4. 1, 2. We have a classic. Okay. Alrighty. The fourth roll that I had was a classic, which is great because one of my reading goals in the year of 2020 is to read more classics, and I have a few on my shelf. Every time I go to like the used bookstore or even like Goodwill or like a thrift store, I'll kind of see if they have any classics that I've heard of, and I'll grab them so I can read them later on. And one that I've been wanting to read for a while is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I was not required to read this in high school. It's one that I feel like a lot of people have read, and I've always wanted to know really what it's about. So yeah, I'm excited to cross this classic off my list and kind of see what I feel about that one. So that's going to be the fourth book that I read this month. Roll number 5. Plus 2. 1, 2. Oh no. We have another fantasy, which means another roll. Okay, so my fifth roll was another fantasy, which means I have to add on another roll. But for this one, I actually chose to do one that I need to reread, or I would like to reread to finish the series, and that is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. So I chose this one. I wanted to finish out the series. If you've seen my series that I want to finish in 2020 video, then you would know that this is a series that I want to finish. And if you haven't, I will link the video right here so you can see all the series that I want to complete, hopefully this year. But basically, I don't really remember too much about this book. I read it, but I don't remember. The one thing that I just remember about it is that there's multiple points of view from multiple different kingdoms, and they're basically all at war. That's all I really remember about it. But I remember like enjoying it, so I'm excited to get back into this world. And because there is the to be continued readathon, I'm hoping that this will kickstart my read of continuing series this year. So that is going to be number 5. Roll number 6. Is a 1. Okay, that's an other. Okay. That one's a good one. So roll number 6 was other, which is great because I can choose basically whatever I want for this. And I'm going to choose to read a graphic novel, and this is one that I also picked up at Goodwill, and I've been really wanting to read, and that is The Once and Future Queen, Volume 1, which is Opening Moves by Nov and Kirkbridge, Brokenshire, and Chevetkovic. Probably just completely butcher that. I had never heard of this before. I've been trying to get more into graphic novels because they're just so good, as well as like comics and manga and everything like that. So I don't really know too much about this, but it looked so interesting. So it says, magic, romance, adventure, and excitement come together in this tale as old myths reveal themselves to be fake and new one causes trouble for everyone. Randy Arturus is a chess prodigy with no plans to be a leader of any sort, let alone queen. After she pulls a legendary sword, I think it's Excalibur, from the stone, well, no backsies. Now she must form a new round table made of friends and family to protect the earth from an invasion of Fae who'd like a new planet to call their own. Like, I didn't even read it until I like already bought it and came home. I just saw it and kind of flipped through it, and I was like, this looks so good. But I'm so excited to dive in this one and hopefully continue on the series. Like I said, I'm always looking for new graphic novel series, so if you have any suggestions, put them down below. The ones that I've started was, I started Saga, I started Paper Girls, as well as I have a Tomb Raider one, but I'm really open for the most part for any graphic novels, so I'm very excited to have a nice easy read this month. So that is the choice I have for other. This is roll number 7, 2. 1, 2. We have a challenge cup. Okay. So rule number 6 was a challenge cup. If you don't know what a challenge cup is, basically just have this container, it's a snowman container, they're loving each other. But not snowman, this is polar bears. I'm not here right now. So basically I shake this up, pull something out, and I just have to follow what that is. So I have a bunch of different things in here, from like various readathon challenges or things like that. So let's see. We have Grandma's Pick. Okay, this is going to be really fun. I don't have like a TBR shelf, so I'm just going to take pictures of some books and tell my grandma to pick one. And if she picks one that I've already read, then I will just go to the right of that. Okay, so she texted me back. Okay, so she said Night Circus. I also have read that one, but there is one next to it that I haven't read yet, and it's one that I have been debating on if I wanted to unhaul. But I haven't even tried reading it, and that is The 1000th Floor by Katherine McGee. I want to read this on audiobook, I think, possibly. So we will see basically what happens, but I'm excited to finally see if I can check this one off. I don't really remember what it's about, but when I bought it, I was like really intrigued in it, so obviously I had to have liked it at some point. So that is Grandma's Pick. Hopefully this is the last roll. Okay. Woo! Give me something good. Okay, that's a 0. That doesn't count. Oh, actually, a 0. Should we count that as a challenge cup? So I just rolled a 0, which I haven't done before. So we're going to count it. If it's a 0, you have to stay where you are. So that means I have another challenge cup, which means that I have to roll another one. Oh, God. Number 7 was another challenge cup, which is great, but also means I have to add another one on. Okay, so going to mix this up. Get me a good one. Get me a good one. Instagram. So my Instagram was a little bit different than what other ones would do. Other ones would just get like an Instagram comment. I'm basically gonna open up Bookstagram, and the first book that I see that I own, that's the one that I'm gonna read. If you want to follow my Bookstagram, links are down below. I haven't posted on there in a while. It's one of the things that I need to get back with because I love posting. Gonna go on the explore page. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Did I click on one? We have Harry Potter! Okay, that's actually perfect because if you didn't know, I'm trying to reread the series. And so I read the first one the first month, so we'll read the Chamber of Secrets. This is actually perfect. Oh, my DVDs fell. Okay, that's perfect. So we are going to read for my second challenge cup. We are going to be reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm so excited. Oh, what a great book. Final roll, 9. I'm gonna go back this way, I think. 9, what is light blue? Light blue is a contemporary, okay. We finally come to the last roll. The last roll I had was a contemporary, which that one could be nice and easy to throw in between. I don't actually have too many contemporaries that I haven't read yet, but there is one that I was thinking the other day that I wanted to read. I'm choosing to read Save the Date by Morgan Matson. So I've had this book on my shelf for a while. I read Since You've Been Gone by her, I think like 2 years ago, and I really liked it. And this one's also really cool because it has this really cool like thing on it. So I don't know too much about it. It's called Save the Date, so I can only assume that either she's going to be in a wedding or she's a wedding planner. I think I'll like it. This is what my February TBR is so far. We have 9 books. Wow. But I think I can do it. I think I actually can. Okay, so that has been my February TBR Pursuit. Glad that I stuck with the 6 minimum, because if I would have had upped it to like 8, then I would have been up at like 12 books this month. So I'm excited. This is a nice big chunky challenge. But if you think about it, it's only 2 more. No, is it only 1 more? 8, 9, yeah. It's only 1 more than last month, okay? Alrighty, so that has been my February TBR Pursuit. Did not see that coming. Did not think that Cedric was going to do me dirty, but it's fine. It's fine. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys for my next video. Bye!